植物にゴジラ細胞を融合させただけじゃない。
Have we started?
Yeah. So, Jean-Luc, this is episode 2 of our BANZAI BOYS podcast series. So, today's topics. First of all, I wanted to go over a bit of news and updates regarding the channel and my health. So, I just took a walk around the block yesterday when it was like, I don't know, I posted it on Instagram too, like it was crazy outside. It looked like Blade Runner 2049 outside. It was like orange sky. And just walking to a bookshop and back, I was like about to pass out. Like I almost passed out at the bookshop. So I realized I definitely am not ready to go back to work. I even tried teaching I tried teaching a 2-hour class this past week with 2 students that are older that I don't have to worry about, keeping under control. They're like almost teenagers. And after that class, I was like having chest pains and difficulty breathing, and I told the staff, and so it kind of sucks, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to work like normally, like I have been for a while. So I've also not been able to make any videos. I have like 3 of them that are like halfway finished that I haven't finished, and now I'm able to speak a little bit better, so hopefully I can finish some of those. Some of just require narration. But yeah, I haven't been able to hang out. I haven't hung out with you in forever. I haven't seen anybody.
No, it's been like a month, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody. I took my son to the Godzilla event, which you also went to. We'll talk about that in a second. And that was like the only day that I felt good. And then I went out with him, had a great time. I still had a bit of a cold, and then the next day it just went downhill. So like the rest of my holiday, I was basically in bed. So it sucked. But you're all healthy.
Yeah, you've been texting me at like weird hours, like the weirdest things, and I'm like, man, this guy's antibiotics are kicking his butt.
Yeah.
I'm minus like allergies, but that's like year round. Yeah, I'm mostly fine. I still, knock on wood, I still haven't gotten COVID. I don't get sick very often.
That's good.
So yeah, I drink my vitamin C drinks every morning, so that's probably why.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be taking some more vitamin supplements. I need something like to build my strength back too.
Yeah, you need that American stuff.
Yeah, and I've got to start like exercising a little bit just to build the muscles back. Because you can probably tell, like I look, like I used to have like a gut. It's gone. Look at this.
Oh yeah.
Nothing.
Jeez.
Gone.
That's what I was trying to do, but it's still here. And I started working out. Look at this. Bam. Look at that muscle right there. Whew.
Yeah, well, if you want to lose weight really fast, just get really fucking sick for several months.
Yeah.
It works.
I might try it.
Just drink some poison or something. No, I've got my electrolytes right here. My ion water.
I wish I had an ion water. I had one yesterday.
When's Terry Crews going to endorse? That's what I'm asking.
Shut up! Sit your monkey ass down. Chill out. Shit. I know shit's bad right now with all that starving bullshit.
Is it too early for that?
No, go ahead.
I don't know if a lot of the channel knows, but I haven't seen like 90% of Godzilla movies and 98% of like any movie. I'm not a movie person.
He is not a movie person.
I can't, unless there's someone with me to watch a movie with me, I can't sit down and just like watch it. And I've always been like this, like way before cell phones were like, way before anything like that. Distractions were readily available. I just never watched movies. I was always playing games or, doing something else, but just never been a movie person yet.
Yeah, well, you're younger than I. You're quite a bit younger than I. So you had a lot better video games, I think, than I had.
Yeah.
I grew up with the games that were like the kind that would just make you want to smash everything, and then you couldn't play anymore.
Right.
So I had a lot of movies, and I grew up on a farm too. There's not much to do, especially when it's weather's not hospitable or it's nighttime. So yeah, I grew up with a lot of movies, but like you though, I didn't see pretty much anything after Godzilla 1985 until I was in my 20s, until I met my wife, which I talked about that in the video that I made about how I ended up in Japan. But yeah, so the movie that you have not seen up to a certain point? Because I know you've seen the original Godzilla.
Yes.
You've seen bits and pieces of the Showa movies, I assume.
I mean, I've seen like the clips. You know,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen like
You've seen the stuff
the-
that most people are aware of.
Right,
and have
right.
seen. Yeah. And you watched Godzilla 84.
Is that Return?
Yeah, Return of Godzilla. You watched the Japanese cut, right? Not the dubbed English version, or did you?
Yeah, I watched the Japanese cut.
Godzilla is like a hurricane or a tidal wave. We must approach him as we would a force of nature. We must understand him, deal with him, perhaps even try to communicate with him. And just for the record, 30 years ago, they never found any corpse.
I went and watched that clip after, like the very end when he does the thing.
I love his inclusion. And that edit,
Yeah.
and some of the changes to the audio are actually better in the
Okay.
American cut.
Nature has a way sometimes of reminding man of just how small he is. She occasionally throws up the terrible offsprings of our pride and carelessness to remind us of how puny we really are in the face of a tornado, an earthquake, or a Godzilla.
But they cut out a few things too that
Yeah.
I think they shouldn't have. That's one of those movies I would love to make my own cut of and keep some of those elements.
The Jeremy cut.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably what I'm going to end up doing here. I've already done it with some short things recently, some short clips.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've noticed that, like, I haven't been putting out a lot of videos, and I've been talking with Jean-Luc about ideas for future content, and you know, it's depending on my health and stuff. It depends on what I can do. But something I can do is just hang out with Jean-Luc on a couch and watch movies. So since Jean-Luc has seen Godzilla from 54, he's seen Return of Godzilla from 84. What's next?
Biollante.
Biollante, my personal favorite. And Jean-Luc is a fan of Biollante as a character or
As a design. Yeah.
as a design. And we recently went to the Godzilla exhibit in Hibiya, and they had the original maquettes, statues for the Biollante Rose.
The rose
That was
form,
kind of
yeah.
cool, yeah. And I don't think I've ever seen a Biollante prop in person, so that was cool. But
Was that was a prop, right? I was translating what was and wasn't, what was like reproduction, because
Right.
it's obvious like the 54 is not going to be the original because
Right,
it looked
right.
too good.
right.
So I just assumed if it looked kind of weary and teary, it was an original.
Yeah, it was pretty easy to tell which ones for me.
Yeah.
There was a guy named Big Action Bill. He does Godzilla videos on YouTube. He did a video there, like he must have went like the day after I went, and
Yeah.
he described all the suits as being statues. But I replied saying that's not true because I'm 100% sure that a couple of those were actually screen used, if not more, and some
Right.
of them were definitely statues. But then Norman chimed in. And so Norman answered the question. So the GMK suit was the GMK suit that he wore that Norman got to go
yeah.
inside. So we got confirmation from someone on the set that wore the suit that was the actual screen use suit. So
Nice.
that was cool. Because that was the big thing for me, was seeing the GMK suit in person.
I've lost track of which
Yeah.
ones I've seen.
But-
I hadn't seen the GMK, and that was
Yeah.
the one I was also like,
Yes.
I want to see that one.
It's huge. It's so huge.
Yeah, I took a lot of photos next to that one.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Handsome little devil, isn't he? Yeah, he sunk a Russian sub single-handed, huh? I'd say put a uniform on him and sign him up.
Who's taller, me or Godzilla? I think it's him.